not even once. Because I was making a joke with a friend of mine that knows Dad very well, and saying that hata ukikosana na mzae, it is a you problem. You should check yourself. Because how would you get to a place of being in conflict with Dad? This is a man that has taught me and pointed me to Jesus, and that above every other thing that he has left is the most important inheritance that I have acquired from Dad. He taught me how to pray, and I remember when I was a child, he used to take me to sleep, and now I have double-decker bed, so nilikuwa nalala hapo chini, and so every time saa zingine nilikuwa najilalisha kwa kiti, because I knew Dad would just carry me carefully to the bed. And when we used to go to the bed, he'd tell me, this is how you pray. So you say, God help me. That's the prayer I was making all throughout my childhood. What used to fascinate me a lot was the fact that sometimes Dad was so connected in his trying to lay me on the bed that he forgets the upper bed just behind him. So akiamka saa zingine unasikia tu ku. But the following day, utampata tu hapo. Dad has loved us with every fiber of his being. When Dad said, I do to Mom in 1996, he understood that the life that he was taking was not just about him. He had to involve the wife and the children. He loved on us. My dad's level of responsibility is something that needs to be taught to other people. We need to come up with a crash course on how to be a responsible father, because that was who my dad was. My dad always paid. My life have I come back home to get school fees. And it's not like my dad was a billionaire, but he just wanted the best for us. Anything that we would ask, we will get. And if we won't get, Dad will. Ndo tusimhande. Such a great listener. Every time I'd come home with different issues, saa zingine hata mi mwenye nimekuja na hizo issues, they don't make sense to me. But Dad will still listen, very well listening. And Dad, sometimes we just want to be listened to. Gen Z's in the house. Sometimes we just want to be listened to. And that one Dad always did. I don't know who taught him, but that he always did. My dad was proud of it. It was the best thing that ever happened to him. And that one he clearly showed to us. Throughout my schooling, Dad has never missed any of my school visiting days, not even one. And like someone has said, Dad had a crazy schedule at work. So there are times he's not slept. He comes to the house in the morning and then finds Mom Mom used to wake up at around 3, 4 together with Bob. Wakipika, moja ako kwa chapati, mwingine ako kwa pilau. And my parents, oh my goodness, I don't know, was so special. That Mom will come to school, geti kifunguliwa hivi. My mom was there. Na saa hiyo wamekuja na Bob, and then Bob is left in Naivasha collecting other things as Mom comes with tea, so the mapema ndio hizo zingine zikikuja zitupate tukikula. And Dad, sunasikia hajalala, and then he comes, he will not miss my visiting day for anything. hata yeye atakuja Naivasha town, apige simu akiwa hapo, atulize, haya mumekula nini, ingine imebaki na mnataka huku nikuje nayo. Sisi na request zetu, I want chocolate, I want what. And he'd come with all these things. My dad was super proud of my performance, even if I did well, of doubt. But I was not, a genius. But my dad was proud of what I always brought back home. I'd come back home and tell dad, copy results slip, ndio hii. Umekuwa namba ngapi? 15. Mlikuwa wangapi? 50. Oh, so kuna watu 35 nyuma yako. To my friends, because there are people who will go home and get punished for not doing well in school. But for me, it didn't matter to dad whether I was position 1, he appreciated. When I became position 10, he appreciated. And any time he used to look at a glass half full than a glass half empty. That level of positivity was what my dad emitted every single day of his life. Every single day of his life, he never failed to tell us good morning. And sometimes, atakusalimia ataushanga. See, you just passed me and said hi to me right now. Umenipata kitchen. Anaitisha kikombe. You know this is his house. And this is how ataitisha kikombe. Tafadhali unaweza nipitishia kikombe. This is his house, and was very respectful. And I have lost a great, great friend. I will not lie to you. I'm struggling to see the days ahead and how they look like without dad. One time we were discussing on how we could name our children in the house. And dad was very, alishajichuzia jina yake. Eje anataka. And I so much wished that dad would be here to play around with my children and to just have my children experiencing the love that I haven't experienced all this while. God had other plans. It is very sad that my dad will not be present to attend